Meanwhile, there is this crisis, this ongoing crisis on the border. The Biden administration ramping up deportations as heavy machinery and dump trucks clear out the makeshift migrant camp in Del Rio, Texas. The scenes there are really horrific. They're hard to watch. And then, true to disgusting form, over at the propaganda network, the Fox propaganda network, Tucker Carlson cynically using what's happening at the border to stoke white nationalism, push the bogus Great Replacement theory that falsely claims that white Americans are being intentionally replaced by black and brown migrants. It's all about fear. It's about riling up his viewers. It's about profiting off of the very human tragedy happening at the border.
Here's Biden explaining the entire point of mass immigration back in 2015 when he was vice president.
An unrelenting stream of immigration, nonstop, nonstop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
An unrelenting stream of immigration. But why? Well, Joe Biden just said it. To change the racial mix of the country. That's the reason.
Okay, listen, you can take any soundbite and manipulate it. Okay, so let me explain what's happening right there. Let's stop right there. I know that you will be shocked to hear that he is misrepresenting what Joe Biden said, right? That's when he was the vice president. The reference to an unrelenting stream of immigration, the then vice president was talking about immigration throughout America's history starting in the 1700s, if you listen to the entire thing. I want you to listen to what he actually said.
We are a melting pot. It is the ultimate source of our strength. It is the ultimate source of who we are, what we become. And it started all the way back in the late 1700s. There's been a constant, unrelenting stream of immigration.
So that speech was about celebrating our immigration, and how it makes America stronger. But Tucker Carlson, he wants you to be afraid of immigrants. He wants you to believe that they are part of a nefarious plot to replace what he emphatically calls legacy Americans, I wonder who he means by that, with foreigners.
Joe Biden just said it. To change the racial mix of the country. That's the reason. To reduce the political power of people whose ancestors lived here and dramatically increase the proportion of Americans newly arrived from the third world. In political terms, this policy is called the Great Replacement, the replacement of legacy Americans with more obedient people from faraway countries.
Okay, so listen, when you don't see people for who they are, people, fellow human beings risking their lives for a better life for themselves and their families, that's what you get. So yes, do we have problems at the border? Yes, but people are human beings trying to get here for a better life. There should be a humane way to do it. And there should be a system in place to make sure the reason they're coming is for the right reasons, what they say. But I want you to listen to one of those people who was deported back to Haiti telling his story.
When we arrived in the US, the authorities put us on a bus and sent us to jail and said we would be released in 2 days. They put chains on our feet, around our stomachs, on our hands. They put us in cars and took us to the airport. There were Haitians working on the plane who told us not to resist because there were many soldiers on the plane and they warned us that otherwise we would be mistreated.
So here's what I'll say. You can rant and rave on your white power hours about replacement theory, turning a crisis into a propaganda, stoking racism. That's your thing. But it does nothing, not a single thing, to help solve any of the very real problems at the border. And it hurts America. We need to solve the problems at the border, not politicize them, and not divide people. Okay?